Hey, it's Brook. I'm a guitar teacher and I care about people learning and enjoying their guitars. I have a lot of students, I have had a lot of students over the years, and some of them get to a very high level, but a lot of them just are happy to be able to play a few chords and pick a few notes and maybe a couple of riffs, and they're just a work in progress. So that's kind of what this channel is about. People that are just trying to break through a few barriers, and that's why I'm here. So I've been working on the E blues scale for a while with making videos and a few PDFs, but mostly just videos. So I'm working on the chord E moving to A, and I'm going to do a little demonstration of some maneuvers or patterns that I like to play. I'm going to use my old drum machine. I'm going to go from E to A. I might throw a couple of little chords in between, like a G or a D between those chords. And I'm just going to make some examples. So this is live and improvised, so I don't overdub or correct or edit any of this. I was improvising. I was making it up on the fly, composing on the fly. But again, just working off of the E and A chords. So I did get in a little bit of trouble trying to do these double stops. That would have been better if I played it like that. I don't know what I was doing, but what are you gonna do? You just gotta keep going, and if you boof it, just keep going. So that was fun. So I was doing some E passing to A with a G. That's still E to A. You just throw a G as a stepping stone in between, or A, G, E. That little rock sound. Or I did an E, D, A. A, G, E. So you can use those, D's and G's in between. I also did a chromatic. and a little. I really have fun with that. E7 is where you add the pinky on the second string, 3rd fret. A7. Yikes. Oh no. I was trying to get that sound with holding the chord. So sometimes I might use my middle finger on an A, index, middle, rarely the ring, sometimes the 3 fingers. I made the triangle shape there, I think, didn't I? The D7 shape makes an E7. That's a pretty screaming good pattern, chord shape. Sometimes the more simple sounds better. I kind of like that stuff. It's very kind of step by step, but I'm doing an arpeggio with maybe a couple of scale tones. So I'm playing the notes of the chord, which in the E7 is E, G sharp, B, D, E, G sharp, B, D, and at that point, if I made it that far, I just as well have a little flourish. So that I threw in a C sharp and maybe a G to a G sharp. That's a little pattern that I like to do. Whatever I can get away with on that. And if I can manage to get over to an A, it varies wildly. There's billions of combinations you can do with just 2 chords. So the A sounds kind of menacing. That's a C sharp and a G. It's endless, really. So I do love the pickups on this guitar. They sound amazing. That's the perfect Telecaster sound as far as pickups. In my opinion, that sounds great. So I did raise the string action a little bit. This saddle had rusted hex screws, so I put some oil on them and I just kind of sat and worked on them. I took it apart and tried to loosen it and just kind of didn't crank on it, just kind of kept playing with it till they finally broke free. Then I added some more oil and finally got this low E raised up a little higher so it doesn't buzz quite as much. Also raised the high E so now I can bend with less horrifying choked out buzzing. I think that's acceptable. Man, the clarity of these pickups is astonishing. I do test a lot of Telecasters and they all sound pretty good, but this one is exceptional for electronics, I think. Even though it's got that vintage radius that does fight you. So the owner of this guitar wanted to keep the strings lower, but I made a decision that I'm just going to raise them up for now and see how he likes it, and we shall, if he wants them back down low, I will bring them down, but at least we've got these lubricated so we can adjust them a little bit. These little screws can get some kind of debris from the hand, maybe skin and stuff in there, and it sweat, and then they of course get a little rust, and then they get stuck. So you always want to keep those oiled up a little bit, maybe move them now and then so they don't get frozen. Otherwise you have to take them all off and maybe soak them in some oil, or try to break through that. If that all fails, just get the little hex set screws out and replace them. That's not a bad move if they're really giving you trouble. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have my man come pick this up. Anyway, I'm rambling again. I'm contemplating going for a toboggan ride today. I know of a hill. I've got a friend with a toboggan that wants to go. So I might, it's horribly cold. I don't really have good boots and stuff. So I'm just gonna maybe get out and have a little adventure and get away from my computer and guitars for an hour or two. I'll let you know how that goes. All right, thanks for stopping by, and please subscribe if you get a chance. Thank you.